Yes. We're back. Yeah, we're here for a bit of an Arsenal segment. We're here with none other than Egal, and the return of Get Right to the top, Gooner Lee in the top right, front and center. Yeah. So Mons will be here because he's too busy watching Love Island. You know, that ends in like 4 minutes. If you're doing what you're doing, it is up to you what you do. But don't tell me you're going to be 5 minutes late and then end up coming 15, 20 minutes late. What is that? How are you going to entertain if you're just going to keep lying? Yeah. Anyways, Gooner Lee returns. Maybe for one stream, maybe two. Arsenal. Maybe. Arsenal coming back from Dubai. Can they change his fortune so he can come back on stream? Because this guy likes to run away. Arsenal can't afford to drop any more points, and that's what we're going to be discussing in and around Arsenal. And obviously the quiet window. And it's pretty much, why are Arsenal acting like a serious club all of a sudden? You know, it's January and it's really quiet and they need what they need, whether it's a central midfielder or a striker or whatever it may be. I'm pretty sure Gal can even dive into that. But first and foremost, Lee, are you frozen?
No.
No, you're not frozen. Lee, we all need to know from the Never a Foul community, where have you been? Why did you not show up when you lost? And what are the excuses today?
Listen, life. My girl took over my Twitter, so I didn't. She's been watching a lot of sitcoms on there. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know what's happened, but listen, that's why I'm back. I had to get control of my life, man. Like, that's what happened. So, life was lifing, and yeah, my missus was in control of my Twitter, and now I'm back. Now I'm back. No more Sex in the City. There might be a bit of Sex in the City, but yeah, we're back. But we got things to address. That's the most important thing.
We got a lot of things to address. But before I ask how Egal he's doing, because I hadn't actually spoken to Egal on stream for a minute, right? Lee, why are you lying to the people?
Listen, man,
I never lied. No. I will bait you out for this one time only because it's mine. I had to phone you because you don't answer your texts. Don't go like you're not answering the sitcoms. People on Twitter, by the way. I mean, people on not Twitter. Anyone in the chat, if you've got a question for Lee, please ask it, and I will show it to him to answer because he needs to start answering from some crimes. But yeah,
I just want to say, by the way, people don't know Kaz is my guy, so he can call me anytime and say it's cool. I just want to let people know that that's different. But anyway,
yeah, Lee will answer the phone in the middle of the night to me. That's what he's saying. Because
I will answer the phone to you. Yeah, I will.
This guy's a full-time liar, man. Egal, what are you saying, anyways?
I've been chilling.
A lot of emergency streams.
No. Just talking about transfers. It's kind of calmed down. We're a little bit removed from that Liverpool loss, but a lot of people's heads were gone. I get it. Arsenal fans, man, we lose a couple games, everyone wants to sell everybody. We win a couple games, everyone's world class. It is what it is. We're very reactionary at times.
I'm seeing. Is that a question? HR14. Is that a question? Where is Bakayo? You know what? If that's a question for Lee, please get your questions in for Lee. Ask has why I don't watch AFCON because I don't watch AFCON, bro. Like, I know what you're trying to do there, Bizzle. It's not working, innit? But you know what internet's like, so I don't want to watch it. And actually, to be fair, I kind of caught a glimpse of the Mali game. That was interesting. But other than that, I don't watch AFCON because I don't want to. Anyways,
yo, this guy is crazy, bro. This guy is crazy.
Who?
You, bro. You're crazy.
Why? What did I do? I'm asking for some questions.
No. You said something funny, but I'll tell you offline.
I'm starring some of these. There we go. There's a few there. Oh, the main man. Get back down there.
Oh my! Wait, Lee. Wait. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Wait. No. It's an NPC.
Yo.
No, it's an NPC.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you
No,
told me
it's not.
once,
Whoa! You won't be speaking. Whoa! You speak when spoken to, Buster. You speak when
this
spoken
guy's
to.
crazy, bro.
You speak when fucking spoken to.
Yo,
Fuck,
bro,
fuck
this guy's
me.
crazy.
Whoa, this cat. When Cat said he had a surprise for me, I didn't know he meant you. I didn't know he meant you.
Oh,
It's
Hurry up.
Marinot's and his AI Lee.
It's AI Lee, GI Lee, NP Lee.
hurry up and get your
NPC.
stuff over with, man. Hurry up.
What? And we be,
Hurry up,
and we
man.
beating FA, and we not tried the FA Cup, and we still did it. Leave, man. You know what?
That was so last month.
You know what? Oh, it's so like. Listen, listen. I know what episode you on. What episode you on, by the way?
Listen, you missed the truth. So the truth, you missed what was going on. So
No, what episode are you on?
Should have
Which
been-
HBO series are you watching, and which episode are you on?
I told her, listen, my Twitter was hacked by
Informer?
my girl. So
Enforcer?
my Twitter was hacked.
Enforcer?
It's not me.
Informer? Something like that.
Oh, your Twitter was hacked. Your Twitter was hacked. Right. Well,
My girl,
listen,
man,
Lee.
she's been-
I don't want to come in and disrupt what's going on in the stream. So what me and you are gonna do? Listen, there's a bagger man. There's a no, you, Lee. There's a bagger man.
This guy is crazy.
There's a bagger man, G. Like traps. Can't wait to get. Can't wait. Yo. It's. I'll be real. The amount of man that are trying to get you pause is. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some. Like man, I'll queue it up.
Listen.
You, fam. But listen, Kaz has stuff to say. This stream's not just about me and you. So I'm just gonna let my smug face and smirk do all the talking. So carry on.
1 second.
If Traps is watching this, he can
One
jump
second,
on.
1 second. Lee, since when are you the guy to big up and diss people? Like, I'm confused. Like,
You know what? You know what it is. They all want to, dig into me somehow, some way, pools. They all want to do this, they want to do that. But listen, man, I'm here. As I said, life was lifing, man. I'm a busy man. I'm trying to be a millionaire. Like, I don't know what people want me to do. Like,
Lee, just call me next time. Just call me. You
What
know
do I
we're
need to call you
dogs.
for? What
Just
do I need
call
to
my
call you
phone.
for?
What you think you're gonna call me? You want to talk about
I'll call you when I need to call you.
Lee, so when it comes to real life issues, you think you're gonna call me and be like, Mons, this is what's going on. I'm gonna be like, shut the fuck up, you beat me 2-0. You think that's what's gonna happen?
Yeah. All right, we got some questions for Lee. There's only 4, by the way. I selected 4. The first one for you, Lee, is where is Bakayo? Or where is my
In
Bakayo?
Dubai. He's in Dubai. I can tell you exactly where he is, if you want to know as well. I've been there. I've been to the company.
I big up Mo, man, aka Steve Arnott, aka the Pogba merchant. Let's call him. Big up Mo, man. That guy runs that account. He's elite, man. The next question from King Prince is: where has this loser been? He left Egal in. I think he meant the mud. He left people all by themselves to get punched up. Northside has been fighting his corner the way he needs to be fighting his corner with Lee Gunner. That's I'm not joking. When you Arsenal fans left, you all dispersed. I didn't even hear from Egal really, to be honest. I'll be so real. I didn't hear from you.
You're doing something.
We didn't even
He's got a family. He's got work. He's got kids. He's got a newborn. Shout out to him. Look, so listen, life is life in for him, man. That's why.
So what's your excuse?
I'm trying to become a millionaire. I got properties. I got work. I got a girl. I got life, innit? Life. You know, bro.
Before we dive more into the Arsenal stuff, Samuel OG says, Lee, what happened to Arsenal being better than Liverpool?
2 things can be true. We are better than them, but you can lose to them. We lost to West Ham, but I feel like we're better than them. We lost to Fulham, we're better than them. So it is what it is.
This guy is coming.
There's a big game. There's a big game in a couple of weeks. There's a big game in a couple of weeks.
he's not wrong.
Speak soon.
Yeah, but no Salah and Trent. Crazy. Star-Lord says, if Arteta don't win the Premier League, which obviously he has to go, or doesn't he? We're going to dive into that a little bit anyways.
Context.
We'll dive a little bit onto that. Anyways, Gal, obviously you've been quietly. Big up yourself anyways, man, for jumping on. We're going to go into it. Arsenal can't afford to drop any more points. Let me just get to the root cause of it. Where do you think things are going wrong? What's your whole interpretation of it?
some people say midfield, some people say other things, but really and truly, it's just the attack has not been firing. And the reason why the attack has not been firing, I personally, I'll put it down to the quality of the chances. I'll say the quality of the chances that we've been getting and the positions in which players are picking up. You can see that it's not the same as last year. And you can see from Martinelli and where he's taking his shots from, they're not good quality chances. Gabriel Jesus, he's missing sitters. He shouldn't be doing that. Bukayo Saka, similar to him, he's missing sitters. But overall, the attack is where the problem has been. And you don't go from scoring 88 goals in the whole entire season to not 20 games in having less than 40. It's just not normal.
All right, fair enough. That's one part. Then Lee, I'm gonna have to dive the same question towards you as well, because I hope you have a little bit of a different opinion to it, an actual honest opinion, but is what it is. Where do you think it's actually going wrong? Is it their attack, mainly their attack, or do you think it's a whole heap of stuff?
Listen, I'm going to start off by saying I'm definitely not. If anyone wants me to say Arteta out, it's not going to happen. So listen, like, I'm just letting people know that now. But I will say it's the manager. The manager is the sole reason why this whole team has basically capitulated. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to tell anybody that this guy needs to go. I don't think he deserves to go as of yet. But listen, I can definitely objectively look at it and say every single bad thing that's happened is on him, and he needs to fix it one way or another, and he needs to fix it quick. Because, I do think he will fix it. Listen, you can talk about tactics, you can talk about missing players, but I think he's just done some stupid things that he didn't need to do, and I think he's broken a semi-winning formula. So, yeah.
For example,
listen, buying Havertz doesn't look to be working. That's one thing I can say right now. Listen, I'm not Havertz out, but I don't see why we got him. When you look at it, you could have got Kudus and Maddison if you wanted him for the same kind of money. You could have got a whole host of players to make a difference. But yeah, listen, I don't see why he's kind of spent that money on him. It makes no sense overall. If you're looking at whatever, no, I'm talking about if you've seen the other players and the transformative difference they've made. I just don't see what it is. And listen, I see Mustafa saying Szoboszlai is available. He's shit as well. Like I'm not here to hold no punches. He's dead. I don't get why people will be capping over these players like just because of their names. Like he's dead. Like I don't know what it is that you want me to do. I know what you want me to say, but anyway, this ain't about Liverpool, so I don't need to be mentioning Liverpool.
That segment will be on Thursday. Yeah.
I'm here to mention my team because my team are muddied. And yeah, man, like I just don't see what Arteta's done in a positive way to transform this team. But that's not me saying I want him out.
Yeah, that's true. Mons, you're gonna have that. He's just come back after about 2 weeks, and the first thing he does, other than obviously giving his reasons, is something about Liverpool. I mean, if that was me, I personally would have it because United are shit, but Liverpool aren't shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I don't know why people take such offense. Like, just because, don't take offense. Don't take offense.
You lost that right.
You know what it is though. You see what it is though. You see my thing for me, yeah.
I don't see
every Arsenal fan this season has been doing this whole copium thing. Like, listen, let's just take Turkish for example, right? Turkish hates the fact that Arsenal fans say that, oh, Havertz, he works hard, he's been winning duels. But when Szoboszlai does that, it's like all hell praise this guy. He has been dusty all season, and I'm talking about the dusty stuff where he can't make a 5-yard pass, he can't make a 10-yard pass, he can't do certain things which are simplistic things, and that's me where I'm going with it. But listen, like people are going to do the same thing for Martinelli. People are going to do the same thing for Saka. People are going to do the same thing for Jesus. So listen, anyone can run their agendas however you want. People can say they don't like Martinelli, they don't think he's good enough. Cool. I don't think this guy is good enough. I don't think Szoboszlai is good. People just go off a name. People love to follow each other on Twitter. Now the new vogue is Isak. And that's why I'm like, hold on a second. Isak good, but I don't see this transformative player that people are talking about for me. But everybody will jump on the train. Like, so for me, this guy's 22 years old. I don't want to hear this 22-year-old because when he was called the Hungarian Steven Gerrard, nobody mentioned his age. Everybody was talking about that. Now he's playing dusty. Oh, he's 22 years old. We're not doing that. Keep the same energy. And that's all I'm doing. I'm keeping the same energy that everyone else does. So there we go.
Do you know what I'm going to keep the same energy for? Do you know what I'm going to keep the same energy for? The fact that there's 78 players in the Premier with more goals than Martinelli, and Gallagher still has more assists. There you go. There you go. What you need to do, I'm going to ask you one more time. What you need to do is stop mentioning my players and what you should expect from my players, and have a look at your own.
Someone mentioned Szoboszlai.
Again, because they're not firing. And man are asking me once, show a little class. Where was Lee's class after he celebrated his 0-0 win? His 1-1 draw at Anfield, like he'd just gone and won the treble.
Nobody celebrated that.
He knows what he's doing. He's lying, man.
Now, anywho, and the narrative was, top of the league, because when Arsenal were top of the league, and I tried to remind remind everyone, when Arsenal were top of the league, and I tried to remind everyone, hold on a minute, your attack's still shabby, your midfield is decent, and you're still leaking a few goals here and there, and you're not that much different from Liverpool, and your manager might not have the minerals to take you where you need to be. No one wanted to listen to that. No, they said, no, Montel, you don't speak because you don't have a 6, because you still leak goals, and your attack is shit, and da-da-da-da-da. Now, good thing that when I speak, it lasts. And 48 hours later, the truth came to show. So the Saka's older brothers, the Yard Gooners, all the Arsenal fans in the chat, Lee, they all disappeared. I couldn't see them, I couldn't find them, and I couldn't hear them. Yeah.
Yo, one second.
No, I'm not done. So now when I'm top of the league, when I'm top of the league, and with my deficiencies, I still rock up to your stadium and keep a clean sheet at your ground when you guys can't even score one goal with your full team. And don't give me Martinelli because he's shit as well. And even though when
you said that was our full team,
Havertz, who was called
let him land.
No, let me fucking land. They called him King Kai, Bukayo Saka, all these man. I need to understand why you guys still think you can talk to me. Do not talk to me. I rocked up with Harvey Elliott in my midfield, with Curtis Jones and McAllister as my midfield 3, with no Mo Salah.
But Months. Hold on.
Sorry, my
the joke of it is though.
Sorry, my mistake.
Listen,
no Virgil. Hold on. Sorry, my mistake. No Virgil.
No one wants to talk about the fact that we're still. No one. Listen, this is the Arsenal. Whatever.
No.
Listen, we're still not gonna. You can talk about all of these amazing facts. You can talk about the fact that you could beat us 10 times in a row. It ain't gonna change the fact that he's shit. The same way how you don't rate Nunes. So even if he scores, he's shit. So it don't matter.
Wait, let him land. Let's try to do something different than everything. Let's try to let each other land, and then we can cut in.
But I didn't land.
Listen, all I'm saying to you is, however you want to skin your cat, however you want to skin your cat, Szoboszlai still is dead. I don't get how many ways you want me to tell you. I don't know how many. Listen, I did German at GCSE, and if I'm going to try and listen, if you want me to skin that cat, however you want me to. Don't do that. Don't say however you want me to skin this cat. However you want me to skin that cat. However you want me to skin this cat, I'm gonna tell you straight. Szoboszlai is not good. He ain't good.
Don't do that.
Listen, the same way how people are gonna make agendas for Havertz. The people, the same way that people are gonna make Szoboszlai, Martinelli. They're gonna talk about Saka. They're gonna talk about Havertz. They're gonna talk about all of these guys.
You call Saka world class.
You can run your agenda.
You called that kid world class. That little African, you called him world class. How have you?
Listen, I heard Liverpool fans say that Van Dijk's the best centre back in the league ever.
He is.
No, he's not. But he's not.
All right.
Anyways, Mons, this ain't about end of the day. Mons is, it's not about Liverpool as you said. Anyways, it's this. Let's try to be a little bit more objective with Arsenal and obviously get you guys' thoughts about it. Let's bring it back to that part, right? Yeah. So we're talking about what went wrong with Arsenal, and we can clearly see pretty much it's the manager and probably the transfers that went along them sides, right? And now you can see your fixture list. It's not exactly kind to you, but I think the fixtures are quite favourable towards Arsenal to go and get a winning run once again. But in your eyes, how do you even solve the attacking issue? How do you even solve the midfield issue? Because if you're telling me, I still believe you have got the best defense, regardless, even if Liverpool have conceded less goals, I still believe you got the best defense on paper right now as it stands, right? And I think I've seen that. But it's just the going forward part. I'm not meant to believe that Martinelli is all of a sudden crap. I'm not meant to believe all of a sudden Saka's not this kind of guy. Maybe that does come from the manager. And Jesus as well, whatever's happening to him, where he's getting injuries here and there, left, right, and center. The whole point is like, how do you solve such an issue? And that's obviously through one thing, right? Which is the transfer market. It's a quiet window at this moment of time. You know, you got linked to a guy that was the striker of Getafe, who's having a good season. Don't get me wrong. Probably at a decent price at that. If the profile's right, it's there. But it doesn't scream, you know, in my eyes, from the rivals' eyes or anything like that, that there's any ambition to go and want to win this league. Because at the end of the day, you only what? Is it, correct me if I'm wrong, you're 5 points off top of the league? So it's not all doom and gloom, right, Egal?
Listen, I don't have the connections Lee has, but I'll say this. I don't think Arsenal are going to go do anything this window. I just genuinely don't have the confidence in this team to go do anything at this moment in time. And if we do, it's probably a defender. The forwards and the midfielders that we're looking at are probably going to be saved until the summer to go make those deals. And we're going to have to find internal solutions. The internal solutions that I would look to do is to have Martinelli going back to being more of an inside forward and less of a touchline winger. You still have your chance creation coming from Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka, but when you do have the ball in Gabriel Jesus' hands or in Martinelli's feet or Bukayo Saka's feet, these guys have to finish their goddamn dinner. They've had a plethora of chances versus Liverpool at home where we lost 2-0, versus West Ham at home where we lost 2-0. And even you can go back to Aston Villa and say we had chances in that game where we lost 1-0. And those are 3 games where directly I'm looking at the attack and I'm not really looking too much at the defense or the midfield. And I'm saying these are fixable things. Just take an extra step, or you know what? Just put your foot through it, like Luis Diaz did at the Emirates. You don't have to always take an extra touch, but sometimes these guys are overthinking it, and when things aren't going your way, these things happen and you drop points. So right now, the way Mikel Arteta fix the attack is he has to get Martinelli in better positions to get better quality of chances, and that's how we're gonna score more goals. Just make sure you get better quality of chances by putting these players in better positions, and the manager can fix that by changing the tactics slightly to have the players playing more in favorable positions. You have Gabriel Jesus. He can drift out wide at times. Gabriel Martinelli, he can pick up more central areas. We've seen it in the Champions League versus PSV, where we absolutely destroyed them at the Emirates. Like, it's not a coincidence that these guys are performing this way. Defenses are going to be playing a little bit more of a low block against us. We're going to struggle to break them down. But when we do get these chances, we have to capitalize. And this doesn't, sometimes a little bit of bad luck, but at this point, it's too repetitive to be bad luck. We just need to change our fortunes.
Yeah, I agree.
What else we need to change? The amount of likes. There's 471 people in here. Gooner Lee has actually respawned out of nowhere. That alone deserves about 500 likes. And I ain't talking watch likes. Smash the like button for Gooner Lee especially.
Before we continue, Gooner Lee, what the hell did you do to this guy?
Bro, these man, you see what it is? They don't like to hear the truth, innit? They don't like to hear the truth. So when the truth is told to them, you know, they get butthurt, innit? But it is what it is, man.
And then second of all, how are we talking about Arsenal and Liverpool fans always find a way to make it about themselves? It's crazy.
That's slightly rich, but I'm gonna ignore that one because this is a whole Arsenal segment. Yeah, we want to focus on Arsenal. Yeah, we want to know what you guys think. Obviously, you're known as the positive one, Egal. I think Lee has come back down to a little bit of earth of balance, I would say. And then, do you get what I mean? And then then you could say, I wouldn't say negative, but I think there's some realistic fans know what the situation is for what it is and how it is for quite a long time. Because as you know, Lee, you could know it yourself. The performance haven't been up to scratch for a long time, and you've been getting over the line. You know, that's something that we said about Leeds last year when you got over the line when Bamford missed that penalty. Huh?
Kaz, they called them the mark of champions for doing that. They were called the mark of champions. That's what title winners do. That's what they were called when they were, getting over the line with those bad performances. Just throwing that one in there.
Yeah, I'll say, Lee, like, how do you even get this attack firing the way it is? Because I don't think your defense is as bad as it is, but it's kind of similar to a little bit Chelsea, where Chelsea can't score a goal, and then everything comes down to their defense to shut out goals and stuff like that. You're not finishing your dinner the way you should do. Because there is sometimes I look at Arsenal and think in the first 15 minutes, wow, see this Arsenal team, they're going to absolutely wash this team absolutely clean. And then before you know it, second half comes and some sort of syndrome happens. Do you get what I mean? And it's like Odegaard's not exactly performing the way he's performing. Martinelli's not getting overlaps the way he used to get, and it's a bit weird. Saka, you know, I don't even know what's happened with him, but is it down to fatigue? Is it down to overplaying? I have no idea, but this is where Arteta needs to earn his money. No, this is the whole point of being a coach. Go and coach. You have a squad.
The perfect example of a player, the Arsenal team is Zinchenko. He's fallen off a cliff recently. You know, he's not playing well. He's not overlapping. He's not creating those opportunities in the middle of the park. He's not controlling the game. He literally kind of typifies Arsenal right now. When he's off rhythm, Arsenal off rhythm. If Arsenal off rhythm, he's off rhythm. So, listen, there's a whole host of reasons, but confidence is one. Some of the players have just lost confidence. Some of the players just aren't playing well. No matter what you want to say, I'm going to give the same slack that I gave to Szoboszlai, to Martinelli. Some of the passes, some of the shots that he's taking, just not good enough. Saka, another one, just not being good enough. Like, I don't want to keep like making excuses for these guys, because ultimately they need to show up and show out. Like, they haven't been doing that. So, like, yeah, for me, I'm not going to sort of cap and try and hide for these players. But yeah, I think the manager, as I said, look, the most important thing is he just needs to get this team functioning. When you have Martinelli, who got 15 goals last season, you've got Saka, who got, I think, 14 goals or 13 goals last season with 10 assists, 11 assists. You've got Jesus, he got 11 goals last season. Odegaard, who got 15 goals last season. These players aren't crap. These players aren't crap.
Yeah, it's right. I see Ben White's fallen off a cliff as well.
Ben White, like, and that's all systematic of the systematic of the team. So listen, I'm not even sitting here saying signings are going to make the difference. I'm not going to lie. I don't feel like if we buy a centre forward that it automatically makes Arsenal this Harlem Globetrotters team. Like, I think the players need to take accountability, and that's the first thing. And listen, I'm a big fan of NFL. You saw the Philadelphia Eagles last night. You can't blame the manager. You have to look at the players. The players just ain't good enough. Like, they didn't turn up. So I think, you know, we can go on about the manager all you want, but you look at the West Ham game, Arteta coached the win, in my opinion. We absolutely battered them. Aston Villa game, away from home, Arteta coached the win. We battered them. Fulham was really, really poor. So there are opportunities for Newcastle. I think we did enough to not lose the game at least. So listen, man, I'm not gonna like keep putting it on the manager. These players need to start stepping up. Like, we can't keep doing they're 22 like Liverpool fans do. They can't keep doing that. We can't keep pretending that these guys.
I've got a second. No, hey, you know what you're doing? You're doing a little bit of protection, which is understandable. But Mons, I'm not
protecting these players. I'm not here to protect.
No. You're protecting the manager a little bit, which is fine. To be fair, criticize what you need to criticize. You got a question, Mons? Because I got another one.
Yeah, what's your question?
I was gonna say, yeah. The thing is, right? I remember you, Lee, being on a stream, yeah, and this is on Copish, and we were saying that why is your manager not coaching? Yeah. Do you remember that one last season? Why is your manager not coaching? Coach your players.
But hold on. Just let me say one thing. I've not.
You know I'm going to go with this one, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I've not dissolved Arteta with any blame. 110%. But listen, if you're asking me, is he doing as bad as a job as Klopp was doing last season? No, he's not. He's not. But what I am saying, he can do better. He can put players in positions to win games better. He can do better with that team, that squad. One thing I hate about Arteta is his substitutes are so automatic. We know they're going to be around the 70th minute. We know it's always going to be Reece Nelson in the last 5 minutes. We know all of these things are the same stuff. I'm not dissolving Arteta of any blame, but what I am saying is he's doing enough in most of these games to get Arsenal wins. I can't put Jesus missing a header from 3 yards out on the manager. I can't put Odegaard missing a chance against Aston Villa from 3 yards out, shooting it right at Martinez on the manager. I can't put Saka trying to take his man on. There's nothing to do with the manager. I'm not putting Martinelli taking these horrible shots on the manager. I'm not doing that, because ultimately these players have to take responsibility. There's no more pussyfooting around. Yeah, there's none of this stuff. And you know what? One thing I have learned over the last 7 games is I'm not taking nothing that I wouldn't accept in a win. I'm not taking in a loss. And what I mean by that is, if these players are winning and they're not still performing, doing X, Y, and Z, you're not going to accept the same thing if they're losing. Like you can't do that. So if they're losing, they're winning. You have to have the same sort of standards. Same like Man City. You have to see. You have to have certain levels, man. You have to, and we ain't got that. We ain't got that in that squad. We ain't got it.
Bro, can I get an apology now?
For what?
I knew he was gonna say this.
What?
No, you know, I'm just telling you, before we even can I get an apology? I want an apology.
For what? For what?
You went from you backed off your shirt on my stream to then going and disappearing and watching HBO. I'm not facing your.
Wait, you
I
took
wasn't
your
watching
shirt off.
HBO. I wasn't watching HBO.
Egal, I'm telling you, this guy was to crash it on my club 24s. Bro, the stream won't even be about Liverpool. He'll be like, yeah, do you know what? Kai Havertz ain't even the kind of the guy that I'm really feeling right now. But obviously, it's kind of like Liverpool fans of Szoboszlai. He'll just mention Szoboszlai for no reason. And then he was talking about how shit. Hold on. When we oiled up and pumped West Ham, 5-1 or 5-0, whatever it was, I couldn't even celebrate that win. I couldn't talk about.
No. This is a lie. This is a lie. This is a lie. This is a lie.
We're trying to do this. We're trying to do this.
It's Monts Airways now. No, Monts Airways. It's Monts Airways. Let me land.
That looks like a plus
When
sign.
we spoke to West Ham, all you had to say,
it's a cross.
West Ham. Okay, you protect yourself what you would protect yourself with.
Bro,
we spoke to West Ham.
this guy.
You weren't trying to hear. Oh, no, Lee, let me land. Lee, let me land. Angelina Jolie, let me land. Please.
No way.
Thank you.
Man said astaghfirullah.
All I had an earful of you telling me how shit West Ham are, and that's the only reason we bagged 5 goals, even though they knocked you out the cup in the same competition. You then went on to play them and you lost. It should have been 3-0. They smoked you 2-0. You then went on to drop points again after a shit performance at Fulham, and then you went on to lose to my club. And I didn't get to see you or speak to you for any of that. For none of it. So whenever you're going on your monologues about Arsenal, about what needs to be done, it's too late for that now. I don't want to hear that now. You should have been saying this before when I tried to tell you. Because everything you're telling us.
Why would I say it before? Why would I say it before?
Everything you're saying about your club is what I tried to tell you. But because you don't rate Szoboszlai,
why would I?
You now are now saying it now. So please stop.
But I rate. Hold on.
And you know me. Hold on. Let me land. I already have my notion for Arsenal fans. You already know what it is. You seek validation but avoid expectation. That is the definition of Arsenal fans.
So do Liverpool fans.
I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of it.
Liverpool fans will cry.
Just do your thing.
Liverpool fans will cry mercy.
You're the reason I'm like this. The reason I'm like this because of you.
Wait. One at a time. You know we do this thing, yeah, where you know when you go over.
Yeah, do I like this around you? Do I like this around you now? Do I like this?
Listen, Liverpool fans cry mercy game in, game out. I have not heard a club moan and bitch and cry because we have to play at 12:30, and you know what that means? We have to eat pasta at 6 o'clock in the morning. These men are absolute. I'm not gonna lie to you. Liverpool fans, and listen, and I mean this respectfully. I mean this respectfully. Liverpool fans, you are bitches, all of you, and I mean this in football terms. You are absolute bitches, and if I see you, I'm gonna say the same thing to you. In football terms, you lot are bitches, and that's it. You lot cry mercy. The only thing that we have to have respect about is Liverpool fans, obviously, and the whole Hillsborough stuff. I can understand why Liverpool fans feel like it's Liverpool against everybody, 100%. When it comes to on the pitch, you man cry about everything. The fact that you have to play at 12:30, I have never seen so much discourse about a team having to play at 12:30. Oh, we have to play 4 times after the international break. Stop crying. Get your big boy pants on. Play the game. You're meant to be this big team.
We are top of the league.
Best players. You got the best. Okay, cool. You're top of the league. You're top of the league. Manage it.
No
listen,
Simicast,
top
no
of the league,
Robertson,
you're top
no
of the
Van
league,
Dijk, no
you're
Salah,
top of the
Conor
league,
Bradley.
you're
Owen,
top of the league.
come on, man.
Listen, fantastic. So now, all I want you to do is own it, do what you need to do, and win the game. That's all you need to do. There's no more belly aching. Stop acting like little kids. I'm not even gonna say little girls because that's sexist. Start acting like little kids. Own your stuff and win the game. That's it. That's it. When we had to play 12:30, I think we played Nottingham Forest. I think we beat them 2-1. Just play the game. Just win. Why is it always got to be this whole big facade about the fact that you've got to play at this time? And why is it that it's so unfair for this? And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
The season is not done. The season is not done. You know Arsenal. You know 2 results. Arsenal could be ahead of you in the league.
Yes, Egal. I didn't ask you for the apology because I know the season's not done and I know it swings and roundabouts. I want an apology from Lee. I want an apology. You got pumped 2-0 at your own ground and you didn't arrive and face your demons. So Lee, can I get an apology, please?
That's or my bad.
Soon. We got
or my bad.
No. We got a game in a couple of weeks. We got a game in a couple of weeks. We drew at their ground. We got a game in the FA Cup. We got a game in the FA Cup, and then we got a game, in a couple of weeks.
The thing is, what we're doing here. I don't know if you want to land anything yet, Mons, but let's go back to like the intellectual part of the conversation where we're actually trying to get past ours because you know what you're doing. This Liverpool versus Arsenal thing, it's just like it's great, innit? But say that for a Saturday, you know.
What bringing us up? Like you asked him a specific question about.
No. But in fairness to him, Mons, yeah, and you know, you said about an apology, and then you mentioned West Ham, and then you mentioned about their game about West Ham.
He brought up Szoboszlai when you asked him about Arteta and how he can get the players firing and to dip into the transfer market. And the first thing he wants to talk about is Szoboszlai. Why?
That's at first. You know, that was about 20 minutes ago. Mr. Link says, seek validation, avoid expectation. No VO5 for Arsenal.
Tell him again.
Morton Pedersen, again love that name. Could the Arsenal players be mentally tired after last year's season? You see Liverpool often struggle season after their fought against Man City. You know what?
No excuses for that. No excuses.
Yeah, I don't think there's no excuse for this part because you know what it is? I think someone said it earlier, right? If we go back to this Egal, like if you're gonna think of it tactically, innit? We've been told Arteta wants more control, right, of a game, right? And whether that's defensively secure or not. But what he's done in hindsight is technically tried to build a team a little bit around Havertz, which was quite confusing the way you play, in my opinion, anyways, right? And that's where this is what I say. What I think with Arteta personally, I think he lacks plan B or C. The thing is, it's always the same plan A, and that's where it goes a bit wrong. That's why I linked it back to the Klopp part of our shit about telling you to coach. Why I say this is, about a little bit about Havertz is because that left centre mid role was more vital than we originally thought, the way Xhaka used to occupy the space that he did. Now I see Havertz in Martinelli's space a little bit, could you say? And then in that notion, he thought, you know what, we can have defensive security around the left back area. Maybe with Timber in hindsight, that's what ruined his plans in the first place, right? Or you could say maybe, or maybe Zinchenko not being out and all that kind of stuff. But the way I look at it, it can really be halted down to one position on the pitch, which is vital, which is these days is the 8 and the midfield in particular, because Ødegaard is not occupying a space I saw Ødegaard occupy last season. Like, you know, with like Saka as well. By the way, like Saka's getting doubled up all the time. Ødegaard has to come over and there's no Ben White no more. Why is that?
I think it's because the left side is being used to help out in the midfield at times. And the right back is more or less staying back as a third center back. But let's get back to this whole plan B thing. I completely disagree. Everyone keeps saying Arsenal don't have a plan B. We've been playing with a plan B for the majority of the season. The thing is,
really, that's 1-8. That's literally one plan then.
No. Listen to what I'm saying though. Kai Havertz has when the games get tight and we need a goal, Kai Havertz gets pushed higher up the pitch, and you see a similar situation in what happened against Brentford. You see a similar situation in what happened against Man City at home, where he's closer to that as striker, and he's no longer in the midfield. He's now like a second striker up top. And it's like 2 men up top working off each other to try to get check downs or like basically receive the ball and bring it down for the other striker to score from. And that's how we got the goal against Sting, and that's how he actually scored a goal late in the game against what was it, Brentford, for example, right? So I do think Arteta does have a plan B, but the thing is, the actual plan A, in my opinion, is Thomas Partey. If Thomas Partey was fit and available, I believe that is what's hampered us in the midfield selections. We know Jorginho is not of the level at this moment in time. He's not that guy to be doing what Partey was doing last season. But when he plays, he's serviceable. But really and truly, if we had Partey fit and available, I think Declan Rice would be playing in the left 8, Partey would be playing in the 6, and Odegaard would be on the right. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when our most important games this season versus Man City in the Community Shield and in the league, who came on to play in that midfield? It was what do you call it, Thomas Partey. And I do think availability has cost us in our ability to play with our plans going into the season.
Well, I feel like that's an excuse, though, my guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like that's an excuse, bro. I'll be honest with you.
No, but that's the reality. The reality of the situation is to say we don't have a plan B is false.
But the thing is,
we play numerous different ways.
No. Okay, cool. But listen, ultimately, the manager has to work with the tools that he's got. So
and he did a good job up until recently.
No, but he didn't though, because we haven't played great football all season.
Bro, the reason why we haven't played great football in the Premier League is because of how teams approached us defensively. You can say it's excuse as much as you want, but why are we flying against teams like Bournemouth? Why are we flying against teams in the Champions League? Is because some of the teams that actually try to play and don't play this super defensive style against us. This is what we have. When we played against Tottenham at home, when we played against Manchester United, when we played against Man City at home, we actually played a different style of football. We played different.
No. Egal, hold on. One second. Egal, we have to look at it and be very, very objective here. There's no excuses. We can't do this whole injuries thing. We can't do this because you see Man City when they're missing their players. Hold on. When they're missing the players, they still go out and they still do things that they look better than what we do. You look at the fact that Arteta, you have to put it. It's just facts. You can't do the if, buts, and maybes because we can't say that if Partey was here, he would have made the huge transformative difference in every single game. We can't do that. We have to look at what we're looking at now. And right now, we're looking at a team that aren't playing well, and the manager hasn't used the squad. The manager hasn't changed the way that he should be playing the team. The manager hasn't found another way of playing. The manager has constantly played Eddie up front. The manager has constantly kept Saka on when he's dropping stinkers. The manager has constantly not used the youth players when he could have had opportunities to do that. So those are plan Bs. That's a plan C. The manager hasn't changed formation once. So all of these things, for me, I'm saying now, no, not really. The whole tactics, the whole formation has changed and stayed the same. And he's tried to do plug and play. He's tried to put different players in at different times and hope for the best. And you know what? The real part of it is he only makes the subs. So he only makes a change when there's injuries. If not, we know the first 11. We know who's going to play game in and game out. And you know what? And I always say this, right? Listen, Poch I don't think he's a great manager, but you know what I do like about Poch is he dies on the hill with Chilwell left wing, Raheem Sterling right wing at times. He tries different things. No matter if they're wrong, he tries it. Arteta, we know what he's doing. He comes out in the same things, the same. I'm sorry, and it's just real. It's real, bro.
Once again, he tried Trossard. He tried Cavior left back. Like, what are we talking about here?
Through what? Okay, hold on. And why did you do that? Because there was an injury. He didn't take Martinelli out for no reason. That's what I'm saying to you.
He put Trossard in preseason in that position.
No, I mean, you're talking about preseason, bro. Come on, man.
No, because you're saying we gotta 1 second. We are having multiple different conversations in one. Let's bring it back to one thing. Mikel Arteta and his decision making is costing Arsenal right now. Is that what you're saying?
No, so I'm going off your premise that we don't have plan Bs and plan Cs, and we're playing now with, you know, the lack of Partey and injuries has basically hampered the fact that we can't break down these lower teams and, you know, against low blocks.
Not my point. My point is, I was debunking the point that we don't have plan Bs. My point was we have had plan Bs.
But we don't have a plan B, though, bro.
We do. We clearly do. It's when,
what's the plan B then, if you don't mind?
The plan B is simple. We change. We push Kai Havertz to a second striker, and we take him completely out of the midfield. Have two up top, and then in that situation we have Havertz bring it down, or we have two attackers in the final third, and we basically we change the whole formation to basically be it would be a 4-2-2-2. That's what we do. When we change the game,
you mean just hit and hope? You mean hit and hope, basically?
Bro, it wasn't hit and hope against Man City. It wasn't hit and hope when we played against Brentford.
Well, technically against Man City it was a deflective goal, so it was a bit hit and hope.
No, but it's not. It's by design that Kai Havertz is the one in that area to bring it down.
Would you call that really a plan B though, or just a little tweaking where he is? Because I don't look at it as a plan B. A whole plan B is a whole different.
The whole point of a plan B is a different way of playing to get you a goal when need be. And the different way that we play when we need a goal is that we play it along to Kai Havertz and we have him as a second striker to help bring down the ball.
All right, let me flip the question a little bit then. I don't know if you want
to when we say we don't have a plan B, I'm just debunking that point and saying we do have a plan B.
Let me try to let me reword it a little bit then. By the way, Mons, feel free to jump in whenever you need to.
If you want to say we don't have options off the bench, I think that's on Mikel Arteta.
You know what? I look at? Yeah, I look at why hasn't he perfected the plan A properly? Then why has he persisted with certain things? Then, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could say Klopp has. You know what? Klopp has this thing. Yeah, either Trent is inverted when he needs to help the midfield, which typically the second half changes, or he puts Trent where he can go a bit further up the field and affect the game where he needs to affect it, and then also the front three kind of interchanges a little part, right? With you lot, the way I'm looking at it is, if you could see Xhaka being doubled up, why hasn't there been a solution to that? Like, typically, we don't see much of it. I might see Ben White overlap a couple times a game these days. You know, just little things like that. Why isn't Martinelli occupying the spaces he did last time? He's too much touchline on a wing rather than getting involved in a space where he's getting invaded by your central midfielder, rather than it being the other way around, where I remember Xhaka used to be the guy that used to either hang on the edge of the box. If not, he would do the doggy work down the left-hand side. Why has he not come to back to the basics, which I don't understand if it isn't working? I know you are where you are and you're only 5 points off, but if we're talking performance-wise, Mons might be able to agree with me on my point here. Why has he not gone and perfected the plan A and gone back to basics again? That's what I don't understand. Is that lack of profile maybe? Or is that just down to mismanagement?
Arteta's, for me, I stick to this. Arteta had a way of playing and he tweaked it before it needed to be tweaked, in my opinion. Even if Havertz was the right answer in that left 8 position, Havertz is not doing what Xhaka was doing. So Havertz isn't even the Xhaka replacement because of what we're seeing Arteta. What Arteta wants him to do is nothing. It's completely different to Xhaka's job. Xhaka offered Martinelli multiple options down that left side. He'd overlap him, he'd tuck in, he'd do the doggy work, so he didn't have to help Zinchenko. Zinchenko would come in and also be an option for Martinelli, and Martinelli would also have the option to cut in and shoot. Martinelli had 3, 4. He'd even have the 1-2 with Gabriel Jesus when he was fit. He'd have, with a fit Arsenal team, Martinelli would have 4 options when you get that ball. Now he has 1. He has 1 option. Because he's doubled up, so he has to pass back. He can't cut in. If he takes it down the line, he's running it off the pitch. His crossing on his left foot's crap, and he's not an intelligent winger. So when he's not Bukayo Saka. He's not an intelligent, a proper intelligent footballer like Saka is. So if you limit the winger that's more direct, you're then tweaking something that doesn't need to be tweaked. So I understand Xhaka was one of the main reasons as to why that left side was thriving, but if Havertz is the replacement, then he should be doing what Xhaka's doing. Havertz is actually faster than Xhaka. He's more mobile than Xhaka. Fair enough, Xhaka's got better distribution and a bit more intelligence, but Havertz isn't brain dead. If you tell him to do what Xhaka was doing, I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world. So I think
this is where you're mistaken. No, this is where you're mistaken. I have to correct you on one detail.
go on. And let me go.
Havertz is not the Xhaka replacement.
Yeah, but I said that. He's clear. Yeah, but Havertz clearly isn't. I said he clearly isn't because what we're seeing Havertz having to do, the way he's playing, we know he's not the replacement. But if Declan Rice is the replacement, personally, he's being misprofiled. How could you have Declan Rice overlapping Martinelli? In what planet is that ever going to work? I'm sorry, I don't care how good Partey is. That's never working. And the plan B thing doesn't make sense either because I understand Partey would infinitely make your midfield stronger. I'm not one of those fans who's going to say, oh, because you don't play, he's shit. Partey is a very good player. And I understand where the improvement would ultimately lie in your midfield. You probably have the best midfield in the league, maybe bar Manchester City. I understand that. But a lot of teams, no team has their perfect plan A. You think Liverpool have plan A right now? You think we're running plan? You think we've been running plan A? We wanted Caicedo, then we wanted Lavia, and now we're using McAllister, who's not even a 6 in the 6. You think that's plan A? Do you think that's plan A? Because it's not.
You think Johnny Evans? You think Johnny Evans is plan A?
Wait. So now we're counting. So now we're counting players we never even signed as plan A.
No. I'm saying that we don't have a recognized 6. Yeah, the aim was to we don't have a recognized 6. Yeah, and our striker and the McAllister being an 8 played in the 6 is not. That was not plan A. That was not plan. Sorry, that was not plan A. And anyone could see.
You want to know something? The difference between our team and your team, you have a talisman that can win you games no matter what performance your team has.
No. So do you. According to Bukayo Saka, the world-class Bukayo Saka, so do you.
No. But the reality of the situation is Bukayo Saka is not on that level.
Now, no. Now you're not seeing that he's not on that level. Now
he can perform. No. The reality is there's only a handful of players in this league that are on Mo Salah, Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne type level.
No. But you man are saying this now.
No, because any player can be on good form and have replicable numbers. For God's sakes, we've seen Darwin Núñez have ridiculous numbers to start the season compared to some of these other players who are just as good as him.
Either way, my point is not a lot of teams in the Premier League are on there. City aren't even on their plan A. They haven't had De Bruyne for the whole season. You think that's their plan A? Now that's not plan A.
Oh, is Oscar Bob their plan B? You see what I mean? Basically, this is result-based analysis. If it works, you guys are going to say, oh, Arsenal is showing that they have different ways to win. But when we lose, everyone's just saying, oh, it's
last season you did. I think you did. I thought
you do have different ways to win. It's just that the players right now are not pulling their weight. I'm all for criticizing Arteta, innit? I'm all for criticizing him. But
we know that
there are multiple games where he has coached the win. And man aren't pulling their socks up. I've seen Martinelli do the dumbest shit. And everyone gets onto Nketiah. Nketiah is not good enough for Arsenal. I'll say that now. So you man, just in case you man think I think he's good enough. He's not good enough for Arsenal. I'll say it one more time in case you don't forget I said that. But that I have seen Nketiah make very good little darting runs, little bits of movement. And I've seen Martinelli do the stupidness and not playing the ball, hit the first man. And I'm seeing Odegaard hang on to the ball for too long. Saka, all he's doing right now, getting the ball, jinky inside, back post cross. I'm seeing nothing more. I'm telling you, these men are not pulling their socks up. Declan Rice, who's been the best signing in the Premier League this season, all of a sudden decides to stop passing forward. Right now, the last 5 games, it's a players thing. Fair enough, Fulham, you were shit. You were shit at Fulham. But same thing, Aston Villa had enough chances to win the game. Liverpool, you should have been the game against us. You should have been 4-0 up in Liverpool. You should have been 3-0 up by halftime in the game you played us. You should have beaten West Ham. You should have beaten West Ham. In fact, maybe to be fair, you didn't create too much of that game, but there were chances at least at 2-0 down. You created enough chances to get back into the game. Let's just say that. At the end of the day,
so we agree, right?
What do you mean?
We agree that this is on the form of the players, not the manager.
For me, no, it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. I think people are going overboard with sacking Arteta and you're going overboard with that. I think it's a bit of both, innit? But I still think that there are tactical tweaks that Arteta has made. This is what I blame Arteta. You had the formula and you fixed something that wasn't broken. Because your wingers are now getting the ball 5 yards deeper and 3 yards wider.
Do you
And
realize that Granit Xhaka wanted to leave because he had promises with
yes,
Liverpool?
and I understand that. And you guys went and spent 100 million on Declan Rice, so the money was there and the profiles out there were there to go and get. I'm sorry, Granit Xhaka was replaceable. As good as he was,
I
he
agree
was
with you.
replaceable. And
I agree with you. We
and
mismanaged.
how about this? Maybe Partey was the replacement. Maybe he wanted Partey to do the Xhaka job and for Declan Rice to sit. We'll never know until Partey's fit. But I'll tell you what. But Partey was fit in the start of the season. He played right back.
Bro, Partey played 4 games the whole season. Come on, bro. What are we doing? And he only started 2 games.
I didn't say anything about Thiago. I said Partey.
No, Partey. I didn't talk about Thiago.
There's a reality that Partey's probably not even going to play anymore this season.
Bro, at this point, that is already in my head. I already believe that.
Yeah,
Partey's
not there.
Let's get back to something that Lee and yourselves all said. Is this something that is unsalvageable? I don't think so. I think this is more on the player's form. And I think the reason why the player's form has somewhat dipped, I can agree that it is on the manager's tactics, and the manager has a big part to play with it. But of course, when you're creating all these chances and you're getting all these opportunities, if these players just bury even 2 out of the last 6 chances that we have, we win at least 2 of those games. So it's like, it's not something that is unfixable. And right now we're 5 points off the top. As much as you want to say it's copium or whatever else, it is not out of the realm of possibility that Martinelli fixes his form, that he figures out something that he was doing wrong to begin with in these last 20 days. And when it comes to Bukayo Saka getting doubled up, the issue is not about Bukayo Saka getting doubled up. The issue is when we create the chances from Bukayo Saka's side or Martinelli's side, the people who are receiving the ball are not finishing their dinner. If Martin Odegaard is creating 4 chances on the plate for you against Liverpool, and Bukayo Saka is creating 3 chances on a plate, they've done their job.
It's not just that though, Egal, though. I have to, if you don't mind me, I literally got to finish. My bad.
I was just going to say the final point. We can talk about the chance creation. The midfield imbalance has caused all of this, but even though it's caused all of this, we are still doing enough to get to the final third. It's just those people are letting us down.
Do you know why I have to look at it a bit differently? Is because Don said this, and you can go look at graphs as much as you want. When it comes to low blocks, you have no idea. Like, you run out of ideas. That's where I look at it as a bit of a difference. As in, like, midfield imbalance, maybe so. But when it is for a time to, not be surprised by the Arsenal of last season and want to shut up shop, there's a lack of ideas going forward. Like, if you go look on the graphs of the map, there's a lot of side-to-side passes and heavily side-to-side passes moving. I know that's how football works when you're low blocking that, but the whole point is like there's not a real connector. You'd think someone like Havertz would be able to invade the space a little bit, or Odegaard can unlock. Odegaard's had a poor season for his standard from what we was getting told last season, of course. Look, the way I'm going to look at it as well is this as well. As much as we can pinpoint everything, I think your owners need to show some ambition again for you Arsenal fans and go sign someone properly this window. Like a Zubimendi would transform your whole midfield night and day. Yeah, and he's not even that much.
Do you believe we're going to sign anybody? Because I don't.
It's all quiet, and if it is quiet, that means it's probably a good thing. But right now, it is so quiet that I haven't heard potential rumors other than Ivan Toney, which died about a week or so ago, right? Because they're outpricing you. He's pretty much not going to go nowhere, right? And whether he solves those issues, but if he did come, that means you have to change the way you play anyways.
No, look, I see the title. You put lack of ambition. It doesn't have anything to do with ambition.
I think it kind of does, like, because if you had ambition, you would sell players that need to be moved on at this moment of time. I know it's hard in January, by the way. It is lacking ambition because you need to rectify your mistakes.
It gets to a point. You look at what happens to Nottingham Forest and Everton, and you look at how much money Arsenal have spent over the last couple of years. We do need to be a little bit more sustainable. It can't be a situation where we can just go and continue to spend a ridiculous amount of money in January to try to chase something and bring in quality that is not of the level. Number one, you have to have the right level of quality in January. And number two, if you're going to spend that money, you need to be able to at least know that you're not going to get fucked over with FFP.
Yeah, I know that, but that's why I say I think Lee needs to jump in on this because I'm going to ask a certain question, obviously, as well, just to round up most things, which might spark a little bit of a debate. Look, I think you're lacking ambition. I think you actually last window you lacked ambition. That money that you could have supplied for a Declan Rice, you could have got Caicedo for 70 million. You could have also probably got Declan Rice on top of that and not needed a Havertz anyways. That would have transformed the way you play anyways, even if you had a pivot or not. Because I think Caicedo's better as an 8. Or they both can do the role. That's the maddest part. Look, the whole point is Arteta, there's questions around him, of course. And is it all doom and gloom? Obviously not. Is it salvageable? Of course it is. But if you're not to win a trophy this year, there's going to be a major questions around Arsenal's board, a lot of your fan base as well. And the worst part is who you always finish above. If Tottenham finish above you all of a sudden, that's going to cause more outrage, right? Imagine you don't even get. I'm not saying you are not going to, but worst case scenario, you don't even get Champions League football somehow. Somehow Aston Villa keep doing what they're doing and Tottenham keep resurging. Maybe Chelsea come into an resurgence. I'm not saying that's possible. I'm not saying you're crap because you're not. Yeah, you are good the way you are good. You still get results when you need to get results. And right now it's not doom and gloom, right? Lee, let me ask you, because I know you said you're not out, but if you are hypothetically don't win a trophy this year, that's the whole point. If you win no trophies, what's the questions for you? Does he have another season to surprise mistakes and change it or not?
It depends how it happens. It's very possible that we win nothing this season. It's quite possible that we win nothing. And if we win nothing, yeah, there's definite questions. If we fall off like a basket case, then yeah, listen, he's got to go. And that's just that simple. For me, he's had the money, he's had the time, and the time thing, I kind of get a bit subjective with that one, but he's had the money for sure. This is his team, this is his squad. He's brought in Havertz, and it's not worked for him. He's going to have to die on that hill, and the hill might be him going. But yeah, I'm not going to say he needs to be sacked now. If we win nothing, but we put up a good fight in the league, in the Champions League, I'll give him next season. But yeah, if we finish with nothing, can we fall off, as I said, like drastically and dramatically near the end of the season, then yeah, he's got to go. We have to get through Porto at least. That is the bare minimum for what we've done this season, and we have to finish in relatively close terms to the league or win it for me for him to stay. Yeah, I just think it's one of those things.
If we lose to Porto and we finish fourth, it's untenable at that point because something catastrophic.
If he loses to Porto, he's got to go. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Like, even if he gets dipped out by Porto, you're saying, you know what? Because they always ask her, who's the question? Who's available right now? Is there any point in sacking a manager right now? You might as well review at the end of the season type thing.
It's better for him. Barcelona will hire him, and we can go get a better manager or experienced manager.
I always say you can't.
Barcelona want him, right?
You cannot sit there and say to anybody, you can't say to somebody, oh, because there's someone better, not better out there, that you don't keep him. So you keep him, sorry, because
but I mean, towards the end of the season, for what's available right now, you can go and do more work at the end of the season and just let the season run out. Because even if you did change it mid-season, it's not really going to change much.
If we lose to Porto, and we're finishing like second or third wherever we finish in the league, it's definitely going to be a situation where it's completely untenable at that point.
So that's the whole point. If they don't sack him, would you say that your club in whole, as just to round it off, is lacking ambition? Because clearly they're happy with top four. Your board. That would show that they're happy with top four.
It would obviously, I don't think they're going to sack him if we finish like in the semifinals or quarterfinals of the Champions League. But it really does tie down to what they expect from Arteta. And I think if we finish and we lose to Porto and we finish third or fourth, I think that would be a massive failure based on expectations going into the season. And I do think they would pull the trigger.
Fair enough. Man.
Yeah, listen, if he loses to Porto, that next day I need to wake up and he's gone. That's it. It's just that simple.
Even if we're in the title challenge, top of the league.
You heard it here first, man. But guys, I appreciate it. Honest Monster's got something else to say. Hey, can you all smash the like button as well? You guys are stingy, man. There's 500 odd people in there, yeah, and only 200 likes. So big up to all the real hitters like Starlord, McCloppin, Ridwan, and that. Always here, by the way. I know you like smash the like buttons, but guys, please subscribe if you haven't done so. You get to catch the next stream. You might catch other people stream and get to know others, looking to bring on obviously different personalities. So I'm doing a little bit of scouting as well to freshen things up.
Let me ask Lee a question before we go. Lee, if we're top of the league somehow, come that Porto game, and something happens and he gets knocked out by Porto, you still want him sacked?
Boy, I'll keep him for now. But I'm just saying, if we're still third, whatever, and fourth, say third or whatever it is, and we get knocked out, he's got to go.
Also, would you rather Liverpool or City win the league if we don't win it?
Man City. For me, Man City.
I'd rather. I'd rather Liverpool. I want anybody to stop City, bro. F those guys.
No. For me, like I actually hate Liverpool. I do.
Yeah,
I
he'll
hate
never hear the end of it.
I do.
And people like me will never hear the end of it. Don't let
Yeah,
don't
I can't lie. I'd rather see you do the 4-peat than see Liverpool win. as
Yeah,
well.
I'll rather win. I'll rather win City win. Just keep winning. Liverpool.
He knows this.
Like,
He'd rather stomp on Lego in barefoot than watch me.
You know what? In Tottenham, we must. In Tottenham, I believe. Ange, have you got something for me? I'd rather Arsenal win the league than both of them, but it's not looking right.
Listen, I'll tell you this: Ange Postecoglou has a better chance of him being sacked next season than them winning anything.
Yeah, that's great. But you know, I've seen some weirder stuff in times. You know, it is ways. Morton, just to round it off as well. Liverpool play its 13th game at 12:30 after international gathering. Arsenal has two closest. Is Tottenham 5? What? I don't get that part. Arsenal has 2 closest. Is Tottenham 5? And fighting against Man City is important that you have a fair league. Yeah, it's a bit of a farmers league. It is what it is. And Kevin De Bruyne is pissing me off. So yeah, Villa, have you got Emery? Good evening. Do you have something for me as well, please?
Lee, one more thing. Did Szoboszlai like get your IP address and start doing some mad stuff? Like,
and this is where we end it.
Like, where's the hate? Like, I just want to know where the hate from.
I don't get, bro.
Why
I just don't get it, bro. I don't get the hype, bro. I don't get the hype. I don't understand why
no one's even hyping him at the moment, though. No one's hyping him right now, though.
No. Right now, yeah, of course not.
No one's hyping Szoboszlai.
I haven't heard about Szoboszlai in 2 months.
Literally, no one's talking.
That's my point.
I know you've hidden. I know you haven't been around for the last 6 weeks.
You're missing my point. You're missing my point. You're missing my point. I did not say that Liverpool fans are hyping him. I'm saying you were hyping him over that short 5-6 games that he played well. He scored a few bangers like Kevin Nolan did back in the day when he played for Bolton and Bolton and Newcastle, and Morton Scamps Pedersen when he used to bang goals in from the halfway line like bloody, and Tudgay from Blackburn. He's basic. He runs around like a headless chicken. He wins the ball back. He can't pass. He can't. Nobody's going to convince me of this. He can't pass 5 yards. He can't pass 10 yards. He might do 1 or 2 long balls. He literally is a midfield version of Sterling at Chelsea. He's erratic. He's all over the place. I don't understand why everybody keeps hyping this guy. He is dead. He is not good. But if you like him, that's fine. If you want him to stay in your club, that is fine. For me, he stinks. He absolutely he stinks. And that's it.
All right. That's that, man. You know what? If he comes back, if he dunks an Arsenal, it's gonna be funny. I told you now.
110%. We're beating Liverpool in a couple of weeks' time.
You know what, Lee, I can't lie. With all the guarantees you've given us before, I can't believe it anymore. Your word is.
If you want transfer news, I can guarantee you in transfer news, but I can't guarantee you in a win. But I'm saying we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. And again, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this Szoboszlai first season crap. Because as I said, when they were playing well, oh yeah, Szoboszlai this, Szoboszlai that. Like, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it.
Lee, all right. So can you, Lee? That's fine. I have you noticed how I haven't rebutted what you said? I didn't even rebuttal you, but what I would say is that you guys did the comparison thing again, where you forced a comparison between Kai Havertz and Szoboszlai simply because Kai Havertz had 5 good games for Arsenal.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Hold on. I let you. I stayed ultimately quiet. Lee, I stayed quiet. I stayed very quiet when you were speaking. Yeah,
you're lying.
You see this Havertz. You see when Havertz had that little stint. He had that stint of games, and he was King Kai. He's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Since that 5-game stint, he's gone back to being a passenger and a ghost, and a worthless 65 million pound signing again. So,
yeah.
Can I get my apology? And that's the end of the stream. Can I get my apology?
No.
Listen, man. Nobody. If anyone wants to keep saying, "Oh, it's 1 win in 7," I heard a crazy stat yesterday. I don't know. There's a Liverpool representative here, so I might have to ask him. I heard a certain striker at their club has scored 1 goal in 17 games, and they still hype him up because he causes chaos. They still hype him up because he runs around and he's
I don't rate Nunes.
I am tired, people. Please.
Hold on. Wait. Last one. I don't know. Kaz, I know you're tired, but guess what? Nunes has 6 assists and 5 goals in the Premier League. Your world-class star boy has 6 goals and 6 assists, and Nunes has played less minutes with less starts. 500 less minutes.
Wow.
How dare you?
One
is a winger, one is a striker.
Oh, how dare you?
Can I just confirm? Is it one goal in 17 games? Is that true? One goal.
Xhaka starts today, tomorrow, and yesterday. He starts every game. Even if he has one leg, that African youth is playing. The little African youth is playing. Darwin Nunes does not even
one
start.
Goal. Is this? I just want to know. Is it true? And I don't know. Is it true?
12 games.
Months. Is it true? I don't know. Months. Is it true?
It
He got
probably
one
is,
goal
but
in
you
17
already
games.
know this. But Lee, I'm not the guy for this. You know me and I don't rate Nunes. Like, you know this. You know this, bro. But at the end of the day, don't get onto a player who has 1 less GA than your world-class star boy. Nunes is our 4th best attacker. And why has he got the same stat, 1 less stat in 5 less starts and 500 less minutes than your star boy? Let me know that.
See, if I speak,
Oh, we can't answer it. Oh, well, Cassie, might as well end the stream now. I'll take my apology in text. Thank you. Cheers. More.
That was shit.
Let me know.
In a bit. Thank you. Subscribe, like the video on your way out, and we'll be back with another segment of a team for tomorrow. Liverpool's one shall be Thursday. In a bit.